U.S. President Donald Trump is firing back after Ontario implemented a surcharge on all electricity exports to the U.S.
The trade war between the U.S. and Canada has escalated to unprecedented levels. What began as a dispute over tariffs has transformed into an all-out economic standoff. The stakes? Billions of dollars. The consequences? Global financial instability. But what led to this massive showdown? And why did President Trump suddenly backtrack on his boldest move yet? Let's break it down. To understand why this trade war matters, we have to go back to the origins of U.S.-Canada economic ties, a relationship that has shaped North America's economic landscape for over a century. Canada and the United States share one of the world's largest and most interdependent trade relationships. Every single day, over $2 billion worth of goods cross their borders. This isn't just about trade. It's about the deep integration of industries that rely on each other to function. From automotive manufacturing to energy production, and from agriculture to technology, both nations have built economies that are heavily dependent on smooth, unrestricted commerce. One of the key pillars of this relationship is the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, USMCA, the successor to NAFTA. This agreement was designed to ensure free and fair trade across North America. But despite these long-standing agreements, trade tensions have always existed, especially when it comes to America's protectionist policies. So when President Donald Trump decided to slam Canada with massive tariffs on steel and aluminum,
simplifying our tariffs on steel and aluminum so that everyone can understand exactly what it means, it's 25% without exceptions or exemptions.
Trump justified his decision by claiming that Canada was engaging in unfair trade practices, a claim that many economists strongly disputed. His administration also cited national security concerns, arguing that American dependence on foreign steel and aluminum posed a risk to U.S. defense industries.
Great steel makers, great aluminum makers for defense.
This move stunned Canadian leaders. Canada has long been one of America's closest allies, a partner in NORAD, NATO, and numerous security operations. To suddenly be labeled as a potential national security threat was seen as not just an economic attack, but an insult. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau called the tariffs an affront to the decades-long friendship between our two nations and vowed to retaliate. And that's exactly what happened. Within days, Canada announced a set of counter-tariffs targeting $30 billion worth of U.S. exports. These tariffs were strategically designed to hit key American industries and politically sensitive states, particularly those that supported Trump. Among the affected goods were American whiskey, a major export of Kentucky, orange juice, a major industry in Florida, ketchup and condiments, auto parts. The message was clear. If America wanted a trade war, Canada was ready to fight back. But that was only the beginning. As tensions escalated, Ontario Doug Ford escalated the battle even further by imposing a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to key U.S. states like New York, Michigan, and Minnesota. This move was meant to apply economic pressure on American businesses that depended on Canadian energy. And then just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, tensions escalated even further. As markets plunged and global pressure mounted, an unexpected shift took place. Trump made a stunning U-turn. Just when it seemed that the U.S.-Canada trade war was about to spiral out of control, the White House halted plans to escalate tariffs further. Instead of following through with his threats, Trump suddenly called for fresh negotiations. There were also whispers that pressure from other global leaders, including top figures from the European Union and China, may have influenced Washington's sudden shift in tone. Whatever the reason, one thing was clear. The trade war wasn't over. For now, both nations had stepped back from the brink, but the underlying tensions remained. The world watched, knowing that at any moment the fragile truce could shatter, and the economic battle could reignite with even greater force. This economic standoff between the U.S. and Canada is far from over. While the immediate threats of escalating tariffs have been put on hold, the underlying tensions remain unresolved. The question now is, what happens next? Will a future U.S. administration reignite the tariff war in pursuit of economic dominance? Will Canada diversify its trade agreements, seeking stronger partnerships with Europe, China, and emerging markets to reduce dependency on the U.S.? Or will both nations recognize the mutual benefits of cooperation and work to repair their fractured relationship? What do you think? Should the U.S. continue its aggressive trade policies, or is cooperation the only way forward? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive into global power struggles that shape our world.